And so, without further ado, I'd like to introduce the next speaker, who is the General Manager of Disney California Adventure Park at Disney California Adventure Park. And his name, he's going to tell you all about the delicious food and beverage and retail merchandise, is Gary Machetti. Here he goes.
Exciting already, right? Well, I have the very, very good fortune to share a little bit more about what we're offering at this year's Disney California Adventure Lunar New Year Festival. I'm sure everybody was wondering, how am I going to be able to take home a memory from my visit to the festival? Well, we've got you covered, and so we've got a wide variety of merchandise available, whether it's beautiful t-shirts. I've got a couple spoilers for you. I have not cleared this message, so I apologize, you're getting it first. The Plush Mickey is absolutely adorable. Now, you all know that, right? Lift up his foot, and you're actually going to see the sign, the stamp from Shanghai Disneyland. So we're offering that here. It's the only place outside of Shanghai Disneyland that you can get that. And so we're really excited about that. And we have some of the merchandise over there for you to preview. We've got a couple very fantastic pins. I personally like the picture frame. I think Carla went shopping a little bit before the presentation today, and so she's got a little bit of everything. Excuse me, she has the pins and some of the other merchandise. So please feel free to take a look at that. We're very excited to offer that for you as a fantastic takeaway memory of your visit to the Lunar New Year Festival. But it doesn't stop there, because I know what you're thinking. Tell me about the food. First, it's delicious, and there's a lot of it. We actually worked really closely with the business community, the Vietnamese business community, particularly for the Vietnam kiosk, to have some very authentic recipes to share that our culinary team has perfected. And so we have the Vietnam kiosk. You can see the items over there. The bánh chưng is amazing. I'm not supposed to have a favorite menu item, but that one is definitely up there. And we've got the Korea marketplace as well, featuring many delicacies. We also have the China marketplace, but the anchor location for the food and beverage offerings is Paradise Garden Grill. And Paradise Garden Grill is celebrating multiple ethnicities and cuisines for the Lunar New Year celebration. In fact, we've actually changed the service style a little bit. So if you're familiar with this location, you walk up to a podium, you order, you walk up to the counter, and they give you your food, right? And we're gonna mix it up a little bit. You'll still walk up to the podium, you'll order, you'll look at all those different menu items. You're not gonna be able to choose which ones, so you're gonna choose them all, I understand. Then, when you get to the counter, we'll give you all the accompaniments, plus all of your beverages, and we're going to invite you to have a seat in the dining area. And then we're going to bring the food out to you. Which doesn't sound too novel until you see the whole fried tilapia parading through the dining room. It's absolutely fantastic, and we cannot wait to share that experience with you. So, without further ado, I will invite you, actually, let me pause for just a second. We have an extra special guest with us today, the culinary director of Disney California Adventure Park, Chef John State, who's over there next to the food. He'll be able to tell you a little bit more about that. And we invite you to enjoy, kind of sip, savor your way through the Lunar New Year Festival, enjoy the fantastic entertainment here at Disney California Adventure Park, and write one of those wishes and make one of the crafts and interact with your very favorite Disney characters. And with that, I'd like to turn it back over to our ambassador, Mikey Trujillo.
Well, thank you. And I'd like to thank Gary, Carla, and Michelle for those wonderful presentations. And now the last of our special guests, as Gary already mentioned, is going to be the incomparable Chef John State. So we invite you to head over to the display table and have a chat with him. He's going to share some of his amazing meals and be sure to sample some of these spectacular culinary delights.
As Gary had mentioned, that we have 3 marketplaces that we're going to be celebrating this tradition. No tradition would last if you didn't have the food to tell the story. This food really reaches into the hearts and minds of our guests. There was some work done to understand the history and the tradition behind this, and we did our best to be authentic. Not just what I wanted to make, but ultimately what the guests would expect when they choose those menu items. The 3 marketplaces are in the back part of the park, which is the Paradise Garden area. We start with Vietnam. You have the banh chung, which is the steamed pork and rice cake that has the mung bean inside there, wrapped in banana leaf. You come over here to this shrimp skewer, which is a shrimp paste with black pepper and green onions and the sweet and sour sauce. Actually, you'll be seeing that come by in a second. That's actually wrapped around a sugar cane. It's lightly breaded and then crispy fried. Over here you have this, let's go over here to the 3-cup chicken, right? This 3-cup chicken is a Taiwanese inspiration, actually. This 3-cup chicken is rice wine, sesame oil, and soy sauce, garlic, ginger, topped with sesame seeds and basil. And then to wash it all down, you have this really rich Vietnamese iced coffee. So what I like about this iced coffee is it's just the right level of sweetness, but it has the intensity of that coffee that doesn't get lost in the sweetness. And for dessert, this little gem down here, this is a sweet potato, a purple sweet potato macaron, which has a buttercream on the inside, and then a gold leaf as the garnish. Okay? And again, the shrimp skewers are coming around. You're going to try 1 savory and 2 desserts today. We head over here to the China. Okay, so you can probably get a better look here. For those of you who've never had a soup dumpling, these are really unique because you basically place the soup dumpling on a spoon with either chopsticks or a spoon or your hands. You poke into it, and there's a hot soup that pours out into the spoon. Then you actually drink the soup first. Again, I recommend you hear the word hot, because it is. And then inside there's pork, and then you have a dipping sauce, which is black vinegar and ginger. This is, I think, a hidden gem, right? Over here you have the vegetable kimchi fried rice. On the end you have this other dumpling. This is the yakche mandu. Yakche mandu refers to a Korean dumpling that is actually vegetarian. And then it has its own dipping sauce also, with the sesame garlic soy sauce. 2 desserts I want to highlight here. This is a red jelly, sweet red bean paste creation here, garnished with the raspberry and the gold leaf. Quite an unusual texture, kind of reminds you of like Jell-O, but then you dip down into the paste. It's worth trying, and you'll actually have a taste of this today. And again, that is in the Korea marketplace. And I missed 1 dessert right here. This is the egg tart. Really rich, luscious tart with condensed milk inside there with a delicate pastry around it. So these are the 3 marketplaces. Again, you have Vietnam, China, Korea. Up at this next level, it's slightly separated. On my far left, for some of you on the far right, you're going to say this is the Kalbi grilled short ribs, marinated in brown sugar, scallions, green onions, grilled, has that nice smoky essence in the background, steamed rice, and kimchi. You heard me mention earlier, kimchi in the fried rice, kimchi up there as the garnish. Kimchi, if you will, is, think of it like, everybody has their own barbecue sauce, everybody has their own pasta sauce. Well, kimchi comes to us with, there's many versions and many intensities, so the layer could be pungent, could be spicy, it could be radish, it could be any other vegetable. But so don't if you try this kimchi and it's not yours, you don't like it, there's probably 26 more you can try behind it. Okay? Not here, but just in general. Just want to make sure people know, I've heard kimchi is this. You need to experience the one that you like. Next to it you have the grilled pork belly banh mi. The pork belly is marinated in garlic, ginger, grilled, and then you have layers of jalapeno and then pickled vegetables on this beautiful soft baguette. And of course, the piece de resistance, as Gary had mentioned earlier, this is a pretty cool representation of what we can do here at Disney California Adventure. Yes, we put the adventure back in California. No, I didn't coin that. I just like the fact that we took a risk, because when you think about what we did to study what makes this food tradition, is that we found that whole fish was common. But take it to another level of a crispy whole fish, walked out to your table. You have this vinaigrette that goes on the side. It's citrus and soy, green onion. It's the right balance that you don't lose the flavor of the fish itself. It's served family style. Yes, head on, tail on. There's bones in there. Just gotta be careful. It comes with steamed rice and soup and a vegetable with that family style. Over here we have the chop chai, and I hope I'm not butchering this pronunciation. I tried my hardest to recognize the importance of proper pronunciation. What's great about this chop chai is it's a sweet potato glass noodle, a collection of vegetables in there, slightly spicy, and oh, by the way, it happens to be vegetarian. The crispy tofu on top, don't let that steer you away from trying it. Tofu cooked properly is pretty amazing. I think crispy on the outside is the way to eat it. And then the last but not least is our pho. This pho is a rich beef broth with these delicate rice noodles inside. We have tri-tip that we shave, layered on top. It's a garnish with jalapenos, basil, and onion. This broth, it takes about 10 hours to make it. It's a lot of love in this thing. It's one of those dishes that I know that the chefs are really proud about the quality that they put into that. So, and then at the top you have the almond milk black iced tea with this little pudding that's floating in there. At the bottom it's kind of like reminds you of the bobo. And at the end, over at Paradise Garden Grill, is the mango pudding, really rich flavor of just straight mango. You're not going to have to guess what it is with your eyes closed. So. And that, my friends, is Lunar New Year here at Disney California Adventure. So please enjoy, look for the past items, the shrimp skewers, the egg tart, and then of course the raspberry jelly with the sweet red bean paste. Thank you, everybody.